We thought we were still okay. No, more precisely, I was the only one who believed that. The air in the cafe that day felt unusually heavy. The hum of the air conditioner sounded sharper than usual, and the laughter from the next table only made the silence between us feel more unreal. We were sitting in the same place, close enough to touch, but somehow, we were no longer looking in the same direction. Your eyes stayed fixed on the rim of a transparent glass, while mine wandered aimlessly over your unmoving gaze. At first, it was something small, like a season changing, quiet, natural, but certain. We talked less, we laughed less, and even a simple question like, "Did you eat?" was followed by a silence, too heavy to bear. Back then, I didn't know that those tiny cracks would one day become a cliff that would separate us completely. People don't call an ending, we make excuses instead. Maybe they're just busy, maybe they're just tired, maybe I'm overthinking. So we lie to ourselves, holding on to something that's already falling apart. That day, I was doing the same. It was raining outside, drops slid down the window, merging, then separating again. I watched them without thinking, and suddenly realized we were just like that. We overlapped for a moment, but eventually, we were always meant to fall in different directions. The cafe was strangely quiet that day. Not because there were no words, but because we had no reason left to speak. The words were there, stuck in my throat, but I swallowed them because I knew if I let them out, everything would collapse. Our conversation had already died between the lines, and that's when I felt it. A cold voice rising from somewhere deep inside me. "This isn't just silence, it's already over." Your lips moved. You said something, but I didn't hear it. I didn't need to, because I already knew. Whatever excuse you gave, whatever gentle lie you chose, it didn't matter anymore. I could feel it, in the air, in the stillness, in everything. We had reached our expiration. Time slowed down, like a scene in slow motion. I watched you put your cup down. I watched someone outside adjust their umbrella. And in that frozen moment, memories rushed in. The first time we met, your awkward smile. The days when just walking together felt like having everything. Those memories were painfully clear. But you, sitting right in front of me, felt like a stranger. The same face, but a completely different soul. I said nothing. I could have held on. I could have asked, "Where did we go wrong?" But I didn't, because I already knew this wasn't something words could fix. There comes a point where no sentence, no matter how beautiful, can bring something back. It already crossed that line. That night, the walk home felt longer than ever. The wet asphalt echoed beneath my steps, and for the first time, I was honest with myself. We're over. It didn't matter who said it first or who hurt more. All that mattered was this. There was nothing left to hold on to. Strangely, I didn't cry. I thought I would break down, but instead, my heart felt quiet, like a storm had passed, leaving behind an empty field, as if I had known the ending all along, and was only now turning the final page. The city lights stretched across the wet ground. I didn't look back, because I knew nothing would change. That's when I understood. An ending doesn't come all at once, it begins quietly, long before we notice, and we just pretend not to see it. I sat in the dark without turning on the lights. As my eyes adjusted, I began to see traces of you everywhere. The books we bought together, the tea you liked, the photos we once smiled in. They were all still there, but the gravity that held them together, U.S., was gone. The next day felt strangely normal. The sun rose, the alarm rang, life went on, but something was missing. The word "we" had quietly disappeared. From my life, I like this. Instead of "we like this," what should I do tomorrow? instead of, "What should we do?" Such a small change, yet it felt so unfamiliar. Habits began to break. Reaching for my phone, to text you, then stopping. Wanting to share something, then remembering I couldn't. Letting go of those habits felt like tearing away pieces of myself. What remained wasn't just sadness, it was emptiness. A month passed, and slowly I began to understand. Accepting the end wasn't about falling apart. It was about letting myself go. Not letting you go, but letting go of the version of me that kept holding on. Now, I no longer resent that cafe or the silence we shared on that rainy day. Maybe that was the most honest ending we could have given each other. Even now, when it rains, a part of me still feels cold, but I don't avoid it anymore. I just smile and say, yeah, that happened. The US that once existed is now just a memory, but it no longer stops me from moving forward. I finally understand. We were already over, and in accepting that, I found space for something new. Today, I pick up a pen and face a blank page. This time, the sentence begins with I instead of we. It's still raining outside, but somehow I feel like I can walk through it without an umbrella, because endings are just another name for beginnings. That night, I finally said goodbye.